Hello peeps, Hillbilly Halfwit doing another vid today. What we're talking about today is all this thing about Vance going, Trump's number two in charge, going to the United Nations and giving them what for. And there's a lot of performance on the UK telly about it. But in reality, he said the quiet bit out loud. He said what's true. You should be sticking up for the population to your country and not wanting them not to be there. They've been ordering us all about, trying to replace us all with other people. And he said the quiet thing out loud and they didn't like it. That's the fact of the matter. They don't really like democracy. They want to put their views onto us. Because in the UK, for instance, we voted for the last decade now to try and halt some of this immigration. We're not racist or anything. We just want to halt the immigration so it's a bit more manageable, because it's hurting all our health services and everything, because there's too many people coming in at once. You can't sustain 1 million people coming in a year. My little town's only 5,000 people in it. You know, it's absolutely crazy. Wales has only got 3.2 million people in it, so is a third of the population of Wales coming into the UK every year. And in Wales, for instance, what they're really trying to do is nobble the vote. They're trying to put a load of these people in a certain area so they can win the vote. That's what's happening. And it's what's happening in the UK, in Birmingham and London. They've done it. They'll never be Conservative again. JD Vance said exactly what I think. They don't even know what they're fighting for. They don't even know what free speech is anymore. And that guy has had a hard upbringing. He was brought up in a really bad home in the sticks, and then went to war, and look where he's got. He's not a bad guy. I got to be honest with you. The things that they're talking about now used to be talked about on the left. When I was younger, you would see the same things being talked about on the left. And you see a lot of people being interviewed, these youngsters today, thinking everybody is racist. Well, David Blunkett was saying exactly what Farage is saying now. Like I told you, and Tony Benn, everybody back then was saying things like that. They weren't right-wing. They were just right. You know, you cannot have this carry on. It's no good. And we're being dictated to, not listened to. That's the problem. They've had their little cushy little number for the last couple of decades in the UK and in the West, where they've been doing what they want. But gotta say, Mr. Trump, he's got his faults, but him and are doing the right thing. They should be doing this in this country. Be getting hold of that civil service and giving it the biggest shake-up it's ever had. It's basically running the country, and the politicians do nothing, in what I think. And they just put the politicians in there that they want. And that's Sue Gray. She's gone in the House of Lords now, see? After removing a Prime Minister, then working for another Prime Minister, now she's in the House of Lords. So, yeah, it was just a bit of a short one about that, really. You know, do you think... I can't believe... like, when I was younger, all the left was anti-war. All anti-war. I'm one of these people who doesn't like war, but if you do go to war, I think you should go all in. So you shouldn't have to go very often. And when I was growing up, a lot of the people around me, the elderly, had been in the Second World War, and lots of the people who've been in war don't want it. And there was lots of MPs and politicians who've had it the same, and they would do everything to try and not get into a conflict. We've got a generation in the House of Commons now who are from academia, and they've never seen war. Lots of my mates saw war, and a lot of them come back damaged in the head and things. And like I said, I think this conflict in Russia just needs to be stopped, because too many people are dying. And they've actually 3 elections now they've missed in Ukraine, so they've had a forced leader. So that's anti-democratic. Just stop the war, and that's how I feel about it. I'm not pro-Russian or anything like that. I'm actually anti-communist. But like a lot of people, there's no point having wars just because some people in dark suits in a room decided they would. And I think that's what we've showed with USA, that's what's going on. So there we are. Please subscribe. My sheep are tucking into some bales here, look. And if you look in the far end, there's the yow who had the lamb. Lovely beauty yesterday. So if you don't mind subscribing and sharing, I always like hearing your comments and things, reading your comments, and always learn something. All the best, Gaz.